And we say a very good morning. It's page 10. The legend, Ross Clark, columnist in The Sun. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Jeremy.
I'm losing the will to live here. I should start with you as I should start with everybody. It's Keir Starmer's 63rd birthday. Do you want to say anything to him?
Not especially. No, well, happy birthday. I don't begrudge him a good birthday, but I wish he wasn't running the country, so put it that way.
No, very true. An extraordinary day yesterday. We had the Home Secretary came up and said we're going to sort out immigration, didn't give any numbers. It was the Mail had to contact the Home Office to discover that 3,567 had come in. None had gone out. We had Nigel Farage brilliantly attacking Starmer, saying, I've got rid of Cameron and I'm going to get rid of you if you don't start being a bit more respectful. Your party, your story column in the Sun today on page 10, fantastic, Ross. Working class Ange has turned into the capitalist scum she claims to detest. I could not agree with that headline more. I don't know what you think, but I remember when she started out and I thought, what a great story. But she's betrayed through sheer hypocrisy the very people who put her there, hasn't she?
Well, exactly. I remember Ms Rayner was sort of leading the charge against Tory sleaze when she was in opposition. She memorably called the Tory ministers scum, Etonians and a waste of space and everything else. And yet when she gets into power, I mean, she sort of behaves in exactly the same way as the people she's been criticising. Now, I mean, she's avoided this stamp duty bill by removing her name from her property in Greater Manchester, so she could, the new flat in Hove could be her main home, and therefore reduce her stamp duty bill from 70,000 to 30,000, £40,000 tax saving there, in tax avoidance, if you like. It's legal. She hasn't done anything legal, and all her people will say is, oh, it's within the rules. Nothing she did was illegal, but that's not the point. Remember the MP's expenses scandal of 2009. Few of what they did was illegal. A few ended up in jail, but mostly it was entirely legal, but it wasn't right, and that's the point.
And I think I think the point that's so readily made in your excellent column this morning is that if you, I said it earlier, if you put your head above the parapet and you stand on that ticket of, it's for the working people, it's for fairness, old posh boys with their noses in the trough. It turns out, darling, that you're as bad as the very people that you criticised. And those are the sorts of messages that don't go away. I said when Starmer came to power and he tried to screw the farmers and he tried to screw the pensioners. I don't care if you waited 4 years, those pensioners who are still alive will not forget that man took away the heating allowance. Farmers, I read a story yesterday that not one farmer will vote for Labour in the next election because they are trying to take away their livelihoods. And I suspect that people will look, quite rightly at your article today, they will look at this woman and go, you don't represent us. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, well, this is the problem, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, Ms Rayner seems to think that she can get away with this because she's the working class girl who's made good, sort of brought up in a poor council home and was a single mother at 16 and then became Deputy Prime Minister at the age of 44. Very, very impressive,
yep.
Her achievements in that. And let's not take that away from her. But I'm sorry, but it does not gain her immunity from, the same kind of criticism that applies that she was applying to other people. It stinks what she's done. She's part of a government which is absolutely delighting in raising taxes for the rest of us, and yet she found this wheeze where she could avoid £40,000 in tax, and that is not right, and people can tell it's not right. And I'm sorry for this story. It's not going to go away.
It's not going to go away, and I look with sort of open mouth, shocked every day now that these people cannot read the room, Ross. That she cannot understand. I mean, we've had today, I can't say anything because there's a gagging order, right? Yeah. And presumably at some point some lawyer's going to be wheeled out who will say there's a gagging order from my divorce or whatever. But if you're any good at this job, that would have been part of the announcement, or that would have come, because people will go, well, you've just said that now because the story's out there. this government, to me, the biggest failing of this government, well, the biggest failing is they haven't got any policies, but the biggest failing in terms of presentation, I've said it every day, it's not proactive. They're a reactive government. They're behind the 8 ball. And that sticks in people's minds. Miles. That is what people will go, oh, so they're not going to go, oh, they changed the heating allowance when there was an outcry. They'll go, no, they tried to screw us. They'll go, oh, Angela Rayner's now told us 4 weeks down the line that there's a gagging order. Well, she could have said at the time, this story's going to come out. There's a reason legally I can't talk about it. I'll talk about it when I can.
Yes, and I mean the thing is, we know that so many of the details now, don't we? She hasn't disclosed them. We've found reporters have found it out, and we know about this stamp duty thing. I mean, there are details around why her why her name was removed from the deeds of the Greater Manchester House. Seems to be something about possibly putting the house in trust for children. But we know so many damaging details anyway. I mean, what she's guilty of is flipping her properties. Now that is what MPs were caught out doing in 2009, deciding which of their properties would be, deciding 1 week, one property would be their main home, another week they decide another property would be their main home for tax purposes, and that's what she has been doing.
Couldn't agree more. It's an excellent, excellent article, Ross, and we so appreciate you being on Breakfast. Read it, page 10, The Sun, Ross Clark, the columnist.